There is one aspect in cricket that every person needs to be able to do, and something you spend 70% of your cricket career doing, and that is fielding. In today's video, we're going to cover the basics of fielding, from ground fielding to catching, what positions we need to be in, and how we're going to get it done. The first thing we're going to focus on is the action position and the split step. This is to enable us to get into the best possible position to stop the ball or catch the ball. To do this, you're going to walk forward and then jump off your one foot into a split step, landing on the balls of your feet with your weight slightly forward. We are going to be landing into what is called the action position. This position is with the weight on your balls of your feet, your chest forward, your back straight, and your hands out in front of you, with your eyes nice and level so that you can see the ball coming from any angle, but at the same time, you've got freedom of movement up, down, left and right, and we can move in all of these directions nice and quickly to give us the best possible chance to get to the ball. Straight off this, we're going to focus on the first part of fielding, the part that you're probably going to do more than any other, and that is ground fielding. There are two different types of ground fielding that we're going to look at. First up, we're going to look at the long barrier. If you're a right-handed thrower, you're going to go down on your left knee, and if you're a left-handed thrower, you're generally going to go down on your right knee. But this is dependent on which way you're going towards the ball. From here, you're going to get nice and down with your back foot up already, because this is going to allow us to get up and release the ball that much quicker. Also, you want your hands nice and in front with your eyes nice and level, watching the ball into the hands. Ideally, you want the ball to be trying to hit the knee that's on the ground. Next up, we've got short barrier, which is a more attacking form of fielding. What you want to do is you want your dominant hand's foot to be the foot at the back, so that you can pick the ball up in front of your eyes and in front of your front foot. This allows us to watch the ball all the way into our hands, so that if there is any bobble, we can see it. If the ball does miss your hands, you want the ball rolling into your back foot. This is the short barrier part of it. From here, as you pick up the ball, you're already in a throwing position, and then you can throw the ball into the keeper or the bowler. Now that we've mentioned throwing, let's go on to throwing technique. For this, you want your back foot perpendicular towards where you're thrown with your front foot pointing towards it. The knee slightly bent, your feet, hips and shoulders aligned towards the target that you're throwing, getting your elbows nice and high, thrown over the top and following through. What's also important is to make sure that your eyes are level, because that means that you've got good balance. We have covered the full theory of throwing technique in a previous video. Please watch to the end of the video and you'll find the link in the top left hand corner. Seeing as though throwing is all about accuracy, let's check out your accuracy and see if you can hit that like button. Now that you have learned how to stop the ball and throw it, it's important to learn how to catch the ball. There are two methods for this. A very quick disclaimer, because then instead I must. When we refer to fingers down, we're speaking about the cup method, and when we refer to fingers up, we're speaking about the reverse cup method. The first method we're going to be looking at for the flat catches is fingers down. We're going to be looking to try and catch any ball that is belly button or lower with fingers down. What you want to do is get your hands nice and out in front of you with your eyes level, watching the ball into your hands. From here, you want the fingers pointing nice and forward, allowing the ball access into the hands, and as the ball hits the hands, you're going to have a little bit of a cushion towards you and wrap the fingers around the ball. Ideally, what you want to do is have your pinkies together for this, but sometimes it is a bit of a struggle to get your hands moving quickly for the catch, so you can cross over, but you want at least two fingers crossing over to create a nice strong barrier between your fingers and breaking the bones. The second method we're looking at is the fingers up method. For this, it's anything above the belly button, though it is to comfort as well. What you want to do is get your hands nice and in front of your face so you can watch the ball the whole way. From here, you're going to cross your thumb and your index finger and watch the ball into your hands. Again, you want your fingers pointing slightly over the ball, because as soon as your fingers point back, you're allowing the ball a chance to break through the fingers. For this, it's important to note that the gap between your fingers mustn't be too big, but there must be a gap so you can track the ball all the way in and give your hands the biggest possible surface area in which to engulf the ball. Moving on to high catching. It's important that the first thing you do is try and get to the point where the ball is going to land. So you want to take nice big strides to get you there nice and quickly, and then as you get into that point, smaller strides so there's less movement of your head and eyes. It's important to try and get your eyes moving as low as possible so you can track the ball that much easier. Once you are in the point where the ball is going to land, you can try and get your hands up nice and high. If it's fingers down method, we call it fingers down. Fingers down method, you're going to get your hands nice and high, but try and catch the ball in line with your eyes so you can track it into your hands while providing that cushion so that you don't hurt yourself and nestling the ball in your hands. For the fingers up method, you're going to be catching the ball directly in front of your head and allowing it to come down towards either shoulder, whichever you're more comfortable with or whichever side the ball is going on. It's important through all of this that your head stays nice and still and that you give your hands a good chance with a big surface area to catch the ball. Another positive of trying to catch the balls above your eye line is that if you do make a mistake and the ball does happen to bounce off of your hands, you've got a second chance to make the grab. Thank you to all the members that make these videos possible. They'll be listed across the screen. And finally, watching that throwing technique video, it'll be over here.